Well, a very good morning, and thank you very much for joining us on GBS Morning Extra. It is the 19th day of the month of September 2019, and I'm really glad that you've joined us this morning. Well, for any comments, suggestions, or opinion during the program, you can do that through our SMS line. That's 21144. 21144 is the number. You can keep the conversation going on Twitter. Our handle is @KenyaGBS. Hashtag GBS Morning Extra is also available to be used. Well, we start off this morning with news from Eldoret, where the president said that the country's prosperity goes hand in hand with the environment of peace and security enabled by the Kenya Defence Forces and sister agencies in the security and defence sector. He called upon the military to be direct drivers of Kenya's prosperity by contributing to the national industrialization process. The president said the military's involvement in industrialization will not only boost Kenya's capabilities with respect to security-related logistics, but will also support other sectors of national growth while expanding the scope of skills and competencies across the entire economic landscape. President Kenyatta spoke at the Recruits Training School in Eldoret, where he presided over a recruits passing out parade. The president said that KDF will continue playing its role in regional and international security with more vigor.
At this point, I would also like to appreciate the Kenya Defence Forces for the role they continue to play in securing our people within the framework of the multi-agency operations. The KDF has been instrumental in the search for regional and global peace as part of Kenya's contribution to a stable international environment. Indeed, as you are aware, currently our troops are actively involved in the quest for peace and stabilization of Somalia under the auspices of the African Mission in Somalia. Not only does this bring peace, security, and stability to a neighboring state with which we share deep historic bonds, but it also provides our nation with safety and security from terror groups and other asymmetrical threats. Beyond the immediate region, the Kenya Defence Forces continue Kenya's proud tradition of participation in the United Nations peacekeeping operations in various parts of the world. Kenya has always stood shoulder to shoulder with all the nations and peoples of the world who adhere to the universal principles of utmost respect for human rights, democracy, as well as freedom. We shall never waver from that solemn commitment, and each graduate here should expect to be called upon to continue that tradition wherever the demands of keeping the peace may be required.
Now moving on to some politics, we cross over to the central part of the country where Kirinyaga Governor Anne Waiguru now says that the central Kenya will wait for President Uhuru Kenyatta to give them a political direction on whom to support in the 2022 general elections. Waiguru recently caused a political stir by declaring that central Kenya was ready to embrace former Prime Minister Raila Odinga's candidature. But after coming under attack from politicians allied to Deputy President William Ruto, the governor appeared to beat a hasty retreat, saying that she was not opposed to any politician visiting the vote-rich region to woo residents. Waiguru, however, reiterated that the region would only listen to all suitors, but no decision would be reached on who to support for the presidency without Uhuru's blessing.
Sisi tujiulize mwaka wa 2022 ikifika tutakuwa tunaenda wapi? Na nani atakuwa anatuwakilisha sisi? Mnaelewa? Na hiyo ndio kwa sababu tumesema tuongezee hizo viti, pia wilaya zile zingine zipate nafasi ya watu ambao wanaweza kuwakilisha. Sio kabila, ni wilaya, regions. Na hiyo tu ndio inaweza patia hata wale ambao wako na tribes ndogo ndogo nafasi ya siku moja kuongoza nchi ya Kenya. Kwa sababu sisi wote ni wa Kenya. Tusijidanganye na proposals ambazo hazitatusaidia. Sina vita na mtu yoyote. Kama iko mtu ananipiga vita, yeye ndio ananipiga. Usikubali mtu atoke na nje aniletee vita. Mimi sina vita na mtu, na hujawahi sikia nikienda mahali nikitukana mtu ama nikileta vita.
Well, still on politics, but now we shift gears to Kibra. The Wiper Democratic Movement Party Communication Department said through a statement that the party leader Kalonzo Musyoka received rapper Jackson Makini, popularly known as Prezo, to the party. The party has also clarified that the post on its official party Twitter account claiming that Prezo will be in the Kibra by-election should be ignored. The party said that it had launched investigations into possible hacking of its Twitter account. Kalonzo also said through his Twitter account that Prezo will vie for the seat in 2022. The account, however, did not indicate whether he would be an aspirant in the upcoming by-elections or was being prepared for 2022.
Big Brother Africa. He's himself an artist. Tell us something about yourself.
Mimi kwanza ningependa nimshukuru Mwenyezi Mungu kwa sababu katuwezesha sisi wote hapa. Bila yeye tusingekuwa hapa, kweli ama uongo. Cha pili ningependa nimshukuru sana yule mkubwa mwenye chama chetu Mheshimiwa Kalonzo Musyoka, kwa sababu cha kwanza ni kwamba mimi alinisaidia kuinua mzigo mzito sana kwenye mabega yangu. Na mzigo ambao nilikuwa nao au kwetu mzigo mzito sijui kinini, nilikuwa mzigo mzito wa kimawaidha. Kwa hiyo nilipomwendea yeye, kwa sababu Mungu ndiye aliongoza kwake, nikaenda kwake, na kwa kweli ni mzigo nilitoka pale kwenye mkutano wetu nikijisikia mwepesi. Leo nasimama hapa kama mmoja wa Wiper, na kama party leader wangu anavyosema, kutangulia sio kufika. Kwa mimi nilikuwa na haraka ya kutangulia, lakini akaambia wewe tuliza, wacha mimi nikuoneshe mwelekeo unavyoenda.
Well, away from that, we move now to the coastal region where the impasse at Taita Taveta County Assembly has stalled after members of the county assembly agreed to return to work and forge a way forward. The new deal was brokered by Mombasa Governor Ali Hassan Joho, taking over the mediation in the 2019-2020 fiscal year budget stalemate, which has grounded county activities for more than 3 months now. Speaker Meshak Maganga led the MCAs in the talks with Mr. Joho at his Mombasa County offices, where they agreed to return to work, negotiate and drop their hardline stance for the benefit of Taita Taveta County residents. Speaking shortly after the talks at Mombasa County buildings, where Taveta MP Naomi Shaban and her Changamwe counterpart Omari Mwinyi were in attendance, leader of majority Jason Tuja was apologetic to locals, saying that the time wasted has derailed development in the county.
And move forward together. So, hayo yote ni mazungumzo baada ya habari. The fact is we have discussed and agreed that we need to sit with the governor to zike hiyo mizigo ya zamani, tuunganishe watu, tusameheane, twende mbele pamoja. I am a brother to Taita Taveta County. I am concerned of their well-being. It is incumbent upon us. It is our business as a region to pull our brothers together when they are seen to be having differences. So I'm not here to prove any kind of leadership. I am concerned because hawa watu ni ndugu zetu, wao ni sisi, shida yao ni yetu na shida yetu ni yao. The same way, if I had had a problem, I'd expect Granton Samboja to come to Mombasa, you know, for the interest of the people of the coastal region. You know, let me tell you something. Even here, in the county of Mombasa, my MCAs, my own MCAs here, they have their demands. But what we do is to negotiate, give and take. So it is fair and right for any leader to have, because primarily the responsibility of a leader is to represent their people. So we akena mashani akamwa nataka hichi. He has all the rights. He has all the rights to present that and demand for development, isn't it? But then they negotiate. Executive atamwambia hapa tunaweza, hapa hatuwezi. And then collectively we move together, isn't it? So for me, the issue here is not who demands what. The issue is who sacrifices what for and on behalf of the people of Taita Taveta.
Well, moving over now, we cross to the northern part of Kenya, where the Kenya Medical Association, in a report, has revealed that 20% of Kenyans do not have access to, only 20% of Kenyans have access to medical cover, while the 10th of the existing healthcare facilities in the country have become non-functional. That is according to a study by the World Bank titled Delivering Primary Health Service in Devolved Health System in Kenya. It is therefore means that the large number of Kenyans, especially those living in rural areas, do not have quality health care. This is changing thanks to the initiative by the county administration aimed at improving access to quality Medicare through provision of drugs to health facilities across the country. Governor Professor John Lonyangapuo flagged off a contingency of drugs worth 25 million Kenya shillings to 137 rural health facilities in a move to ensure residents access health care across the county. All the drugs will be received in the presence of the respective committees from the facilities. The governor said that the county government will remain committed to improving access to quality health care, which is often seen as out of reach for most residents.
Na siasa wa dawa ya mifuko, lakini ya wanadamu ikichelewa tu hivi, inaonekana kuna watu wanaombea tu dawa ichelewe siku mbili, mdomo yao iongee kitu. Unajua dawa si mahindi lazima rape, na sio mchele, na sio sukari ya kwenda store. Iko na lifespan. Ukitengeneza dawa inakaa mwaka mara mbili, hiyo ni hatari.
Now moving on to other matters now. In a mutual understanding campaign, the Kenya Power Company is looking for a way to increase awareness on the firm's official expense platform and customer service interface channels. According to the company's acting managing director and CEO, Jared Otieno, the two campaigns named Power Sawa and Usichezewe na Conmen across the several media platforms will be used as an effort to reduce losses by the firm and its customers. It will also offer customer requirements in order to use official Kenya Power payment and customer engagement channels. Just a while ago, the company started various means on how to advance business operations, which include the billing procedure, alignment of meters to the particular power circulation, feeder lines to decrease energy losses and advance operational efficiencies. Others include development of the Kenya Power infrastructural resources in the company system and reforming of its customer service organization system. Now, moving on now across the borders is that the body of Zimbabwe's ex-president Robert Mugabe arrived home on Wednesday to a guard of honor in a country divided over the legacy of a former liberation hero whose 37 years rule was marked by repression and economic ruin. Mugabe, a guerrilla leader who rose to power after Zimbabwe's independence from Britain and governed until he was ousted by the military in 2017, died while undergoing treatment in Singapore, aged 95. Always divisive, Mugabe's final resting place is still in dispute, with his family and President Emerson Mnangagwa apparently split over where the former leader's body will be buried on Sunday. Around 2,000 supporters, family members and government officials were on the tarmac at Harare Airport to welcome Mugabe's remains as they arrived from Singapore. Soldiers stood guard along the red carpet as military officers walked solemnly alongside the coffin draped in the green, black, gold and red national flag. Mugabe's wife, Grace, wearing a black veil, sat with Mnangagwa as the military band played a gospel song. Mugabe died on a medical trip to Singapore, where he had been traveling regularly for treatment. A delegation, including the vice president, flew to Singapore to bring him home. Even after his body arrived home, though, Mugabe's final burial place was still far from clear. His relatives and Mnangagwa's government are apparently at odds over whether it will be at his family home in Zivimba, northwest of Harare, or at the Shrine for Liberation Heroes in the capital. Well, indeed, we will bring you details on that story as it progresses. We now cross further out of Africa to the United States, where U.S. President Donald Trump has cancelled peace talks with Afghanistan's Taliban leaders after the group said it was behind an attack in Kabul that killed an American soldier and 11 other people. Trump made the announcement in a series of tweets, saying on Saturday he called off the peace negotiations and cancelled the secret meeting with the Taliban's major leaders that was planned for Sunday at a presidential compound in Camp David, Maryland. Trump said he had also planned to meet Afghanistan's president. It is unclear if the U.S. Taliban talks are permanently over or only paused. U.S. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo said on Sunday the negotiations were dead for now. The Taliban on Sunday said that Trump's decision would lead to the further loss of American lives and assets. The U.S. president has been under pressure from the Afghan government, politicians, and some members of his administration whose mistrust to Taliban and think it's too early to withdraw U.S. forces. Taliban fighters, who now control more territory than at any time since 2001, launched fresh assault on the northern Afghan cities of Kunduz and Pul-er-Kumri over the past week and carried out 2 major suicide bombings in the capital, Kabul. Ellis A. Barretos Ortiz, U.S. Major Sergeant, was killed in one of the blasts during the number of U.S. troops killed, bringing the number of U.S. troops killed in Afghanistan this year to 16.
We had peace talks scheduled a few days ago. I called them off when I learned that they had killed a great American soldier from Puerto Rico and 11 other innocent people. They thought they would use this attack to show strength, but actually what they showed is unrelenting weakness. The last 4 days, we have hit our enemy harder than they have ever been hit before, and that will continue.
Well, it is also reported that a Romanian soldier was also killed during the attack. Well, the talks between the American government and the Taliban is one very hot issue, and it's an issue that has been kept closely abreast. and it is only for us to wait and see whether indeed the president will end the talks with Taliban or he would reconsider his decision. Well, viewer, that brings us to a break now. We will be right back with the morning extra sports, but for now we take a short break. Please do remember also to watch this very episode on YouTube and also on Facebook, and please don't forget to keep the conversation going on Twitter using the hashtag GBS Morning Extra, using also our Twitter handle, that's @KenyaGBS.